Hi, welcome to another edition of this limited series, DNA at 434, or as I've been saying it, 434 DNA, or DNA at 434, the DNA in 434. What this really is this is a series that talks about what goes on behind the scenes as we do ministry, and some of the things that go into the way that we lead, the way that we try to work with leaders and people who are part of this ministry. So it peels back, gives you a peek behind the curtain, if you will, as to some of the things that we do. And we've been sharing some ideas in this series, and we'll share more. I mean, the series will run probably, when it's all said and done, 10, 11 episodes, I'm guessing. But this episode is one where I'm going to talk about a topic that is, again, not new if you've been listening to me a long time or you've followed the ministry a long time, and it's simply this: playing it safe is risky. And not risk in the best kind of way. I'm a big advocate of learning to take risk, and I believe that great acts of faith happen when you take risk. And I think the God who calls us and loves us has called us to roll up our sleeves, go to work, and take risk. Something I shared in worship not too long ago was simple, that if you are thinking about God and His will, being outside of His will is the most dangerous place to be. Being in His will makes you dangerous. And it ties into the idea that when you know Jesus, when you're a follower of Jesus, you begin to realize that following Him is going to take you beyond where you are without Him. It causes you to do things that you wouldn't do without Him. It causes you to think differently. It causes you to feel differently. It causes you to see the world differently. And it's going to take you outside of your comfort zone, and inevitably there's going to be a moment where He's going to ask you to take a risk. And as upside down as it sounds, taking a risk for God is the best thing to do. Playing it safe and not taking that risk, that puts you at the highest risk for having your world unravel around you. And so, I know it sounds a little crazy, and I know it sounds kind of funny and weird and backwards, but playing it safe is risky. In other words, what you have to do is be spiritual and be godly and understand that there's a difference between reckless behavior and risky behavior. God calls us to risk. He doesn't call us to be reckless. It's incredibly reckless to play it safe when you're a follower of Jesus Christ. And so we are not afraid here to try to do some things. We're not afraid to swing for the fences, and we're not afraid to miss sometimes when we're swinging for the fence. Over the course of time, I can remember a number of times where we've swung and we've missed, and I've been disappointed. But I promise you this: next time I stepped in the batter's box, I was still swinging for the fence. I just believe that the call of God is exciting and it's compelling, and it ignites within me a passion that we need to have in ministry. And so sometimes we won't play it safe. And I don't want to do that. It's risky in a bad sort of way. And so we just don't do it. Instead, we're going to challenge you to stretch and push beyond where you are into the tomorrow that God has for you, whatever that looks like, knowing that when you get to that tomorrow, you're going to discover that God was already there ahead of you, was waiting for you to get there, and is ready for you to take not just that step, but the next step beyond. That's it for this edition. We will add more to this collection of stuff later on. And until then, I look forward to joining you next time as we talk about DNA here at 434.